SharkyBreath.
He plays video games.
Hello, and welcome back to Disco Elysium. It is the end of day 5, which, come to think on it, it's probably a good thing that it doesn't flip over to day 6 as soon as you hit midnight, because that would be very confusing from my perspective. And I don't think there's really much else we can do this day, but there's one thing that I thought of that I didn't actually do, that I should probably do, even though Kim's probably not going to like it too much. I sometimes have thoughts if I equip things. I'm going to equip my gun and see if something happens. Let's just look. Hey, look, thoughts. I've kind of thought there might be one.
Holding the gun feels natural and satisfying. It's like an extension of your arm, the polished wooden handle almost fusing into your palm.
Which is almost disturbing. I think my hand recognizes it. No time for this. No, let's go ahead and pursue this thought. That's why we're here.
It reminds you of the day you first held it, with fear and respect, hoping you don't have to use it in vain.
Mm-hmm.
The sun was out in Jamrock. It was so long ago.
I suppose so. Continue.
Sheathe your sidearm, officer. A serious law official, cop by the book, should know to only unholster their service weapon when using it is unavoidable.
That is, in fact, a good plan. Thank you for that. I will put it away. But I thought there might be a thought there, so I'm glad I at least did it. Equip this when times are most dire, yes. Also, I've got one bullet, just in case we had any opportunity to forget that. I have one bullet. That's not very many. That's not very many, so let's hope that it doesn't come up too seriously. I'm guessing it will, but, you know what you're going to do. Okay, so there is one last thing that I can consider doing right now, and that is, of course, we had the thought that perhaps the whirling in rags here is included in the doomed commercial area, and Kim was like, we shouldn't mention that to him. And, of course, my brain was like, yeah, we should, immediately. So, given that it's added to my task list, and I do things in my task list that I might not otherwise, as long as it's not, like, smoking, then, well, maybe I should go ahead and do that thing, even though it's really not very nice. Do I need to make any changes to my wardrobe? Probably not. I can put on my empathy shoes. Maybe my empathy shoes will make one last effort to try and stop me from doing this thing. In fact, why don't we give empathy the best edge in this that we possibly can. Here we go. Put on the pinball maker's coat. There we go. I'm very trustworthy looking now. Hello, Gart. How are you?
Hey, was there something you needed?
Would this be under the things at the whirling menu? Let's have a look.
Another thing. Great. I love those.
Okay. So we've got a couple new options here. I have to warn you, I may have discovered that the whirling is part of the doomed commercial area. And there's a peephole in the wall. Why don't we start with the peephole?
What wall?
He startles. Upstairs in the secret back room, right next to Klaus's bedroom. I found it when I found the pinball machines.
I'll have it fixed at once. Thank you for letting me know. I assure you, the whirling does not abide spying on its guests.
Okay, well, that's probably good. Continue. What do we have to think about this?
The color has drained from his face.
Huh. Interesting.
What a shame to fix such a good peephole.
Right, but according to Kim, it isn't even much of a view, so, don't even sweat it. Are you sure you haven't been spying on your guests? Couldn't you keep that hole there? What if there were some hotties staying in that room? Wink. All right, you've been notified. Conclude. The immediate reaction did make me somewhat suspicious that he may have been doing it, but I'm guessing he's just completely outraged that it's even a possibility. And plus, the liability in that sort of a case would fall squarely on him, etc., etc. But I'm still going to say it because he's going to get so mad. Are you sure you haven't been doing it?
Absolutely not.
He breathes in and out.
Fuck you for even implying it. It wasn't me. It wasn't my stuff. The establishment will look at it and ascertain what it was.
Indeed. I wasn't expecting him to come right out with the F-bomb on that one, but I guess I did deserve it. That's okay. Continue.
Well, he's definitely not lying. He wouldn't endanger this business like that.
Right, makes sense. Plus, he never leaves this counter, so exactly when would he do it? Continue.
Sir, he was only asking a question. It's his job and mine. See that it's covered.
Kim covering for me. Sorry, Kim, that you have to keep doing this. Oh, also, I had a realization. I keep saying, I should take this option because I'm sorry, cop, but I'm not anymore, am I? I mean, obviously, I keep saying sorry to things, so the copotrope still the copotrope still applies. But I got rid of the sorry cop thought, didn't I? That was the The one that, the masochism thought. That one's gone. Continue.
Yes, I absolutely will. Sorry, it's been a bit of a day. And now a hole in the wall.
He calms his breathing. A bit of a day, huh? I wonder what happened over here that was so bad while I was gone. I mean, was there something I did in here today? I mean, I confronted the Hardys, and I've been running back and forth, but I don't think that would probably inconvenience Gart too much. They shouted at him for drinks at some point, right? Well, okay, cool. And then we have the option to ask to keep the hole. I'm not going to say that one because gross. All right, you've been notified.
Thank you. I'll patch it up personally. Was there something else about the establishment? I hope not.
Oh, no. At the end of such a bad day for Gart, do we actually do this? I don't think Kim's going to back me up on this one. He specifically said we shouldn't do it. An empathy brain, well, it's got one chance to stop me, right? If I start to do it and my empathy brain is like, well, maybe you shouldn't. Maybe I won't. But there's a glowing option. It's bright orange. I have to push it.
What? Why would you say that? We're at a completely different address from that whole thing.
He looks mildly startled. Continue.
So he knows of the doomed commercial area and its address. He's thought about this.
Wait, so you know of the curse. The Whirling is listed on the intercom outside as one of the businesses in Building B of the doomed commercial area. Well, let's take the wait option.
Everyone knows of it.
Do they? Is that common knowledge? I guess that makes sense, I suppose. I don't know. Does that make sense? How does that word get around? But then again, he's the local barkeep. I suppose he would hear these sort of things. Anyway, it's listed right there.
I've been working here for a long time, and that intercom has never been used by the Whirling.
Hold on, not once? Isn't that already a sign of decline? The Whirling was once the East Delta Pinball Arcade before it failed. It's only a matter of time before the Whirling fails too. The Whirling was once the East Delta Pinball Arcade, which failed, though perhaps the Whirling will escape the curse. I'm going to go with that one because I don't want to be entirely mean to Gart, but I'm going to go ahead and do the hold on option first. Not once at all?
It's a sign of the Whirling in rags not being part of the doomed commercial area. If anything, we're revitalizing this neighborhood.
I mean, fair enough. It does seem pretty busy here on the regular. Continue.
Relax, Mr. Gart. I'm sure there is no doom. He simply wants to share his discoveries with you.
Yeah, that's all it is. I'm just sharing discoveries. Anyway, maybe we'll escape the curse.
Does this look like part of a doomed commercial area? This pre-revolutionary tilework, these high ceilings, the nice rooms, well, most of the rooms.
Yeah, well, I did do a number on that one, huh? He makes a sweeping gesture. He does. Continue.
For 14 years, man. That's how long I've worked here.
14 years?
I've kept this place up through hail and through sleet. Fuck me, if some doom ghost...
He steadies his voice. He steadies his voice. 14 years? When I first talked to Gart, wasn't there some talk of him subbing in for somebody else who used to run the place? Like he was a temporary... Like, he resented the implication that he was the barkeep? The bartender? You know? But 14 years he's been here. I wish I could go back and like revisit that particular conversation because I don't remember exactly what he said, but I really didn't think he'd been here that long. Anyway, continue.
He's done a fine job too. Though he's spoken of the place dismissively before, the hostel is actually very important to him.
You really care about the Whirling, huh? Who owns this place? What about those other cafeterias you manage? Right. That was it. He manages other cafeterias. That's what it was. Anyway, this is probably the empathy option. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. You really care about it, don't ya?
Yeah. It's slowly growing on me again. It's beautiful in its own way. Especially for this neighborhood. I've been trying to keep it that way.
He sighs. It's really... I mean, I know there's a lot of... I made a lot of comments on this front before, and it's no news at this point, but it's still really impressive that, like, even Gart, who, when he first enters the story, is just kind of a foil to you, someone to get completely annoyed by your antics and charge you a bunch of money and just be a basic villain for the first couple of days. He's got depth, you know? He's got character. He's sympathetic if you just talk to him about the right stuff and don't, you know, just harass him all the time. Even though I technically started this conversation with intent to harass. Anyway, continue.
Even if it is part of the damn doomed commercial area.
Aha! So you finally admit it. You shouldn't be so worried about that label, you know. Takes guts for me to say that, having been the one brought it up, but I'm going to go ahead with that direction.
I don't place much stock in the curse and so on, but the label frightens the clientele. Who wants to stay at a doomed hostel? Everything's doomed enough without that.
I mean, you know, you have a point there. With the battleship in the bay and the Pale encroaching eventually. Everything does feel a bit doom-ish, doesn't it? Okay, we got some new options. Who owns this place, and who named it Whirling Rags? What about the other cafeterias? Yes. Well, good luck to you with this place, then. Well, too bad it's all doomed, then. Anyway, who owns this place?
Some real estate management company. They never come around here, just collect money from afar. Honestly, I think some money laundering might be involved.
I mean, that's fair. Huh. And who named it the Whirling Rags?
Well, it sure as hell wasn't the real estate company.
That would seem to make sense. Continue.
It was you?
Was it?
You look surprised. What? It's a great name, I know.
I mean, it's pretty good.
Cafeteria managers come up with great names too. It's from a song.
Which song? A song?
Hail, Holy Queen, by the Ateniers. Hail, Holy Queen of the Sea. You're whirling in rags, you're vast and you're sad.
He quotes. Hail, Holy Queen. Holy Queen of the Sea, you're vast and you're sad. Whirling in rags, you're vast and you're sad. Oh, just like a queen, like a queen who represents the concept of the sea, not a specific thing that's at sea, probably. But maybe I should just hit continue and let him explain himself. Continue.
Good pick.
He's not going to explain himself. Well, that's fine. Anyway, I think he's just talking about the sea. Also, the lieutenant nods. It is a good pick. Agreed. So what about those other cafeterias you manage?
What about them? One
He
is a
shrugs.
basement dive frequented by chain-smoking communists. I can't tell you how sick I am of Kraz Mazov and Ignis Nielsen and all those old ghosts.
I think you can tell us how sick you are of that, given that you just did. Continue.
He's hesitating, not sure if he should share this information with you. Encourage him.
And the others? He doesn't have to tell you anything he doesn't want to. That's true, but, you know, I can still encourage him and see if he does anyway. Ha ha ha. And the others?
The other is a kebab cart. It's very successful in its way, but it's nothing like the whirling.
No kidding. What management does it require from you? Given that you never seem to be working over there, I assume somebody else runs it. Presumably it's not somewhere around here since I can't go there. Otherwise I would have definitely had a kebab by now. But, okay, well, there's nothing else to say on the matter, so good luck to you with this place, then conclude.
Luck has got nothing to do with it. I need to think about where I'm going to place those pinballs. I have a feeling they're going to help.
Yeah, you might be right. He looks to where the hidden room is. Continue.
Against the doom, it's implied.
Yeah, that is implied. Continue.
So, if you didn't have anything else to tell me about my establishment, can we, wrap it up?
Yes, good talk, Gart. I guess I have to back out here.
Yes.
Anyway, bye. Great. Good cock. Excuse me. Good talk. Good talk. That's what I wanted to say is good talk. Nothing else. Hello? So many times I've tried to talk to this guy, but you can't, right? You can't talk to this guy? He doesn't actually exist? It's all about the money, you know? I wonder if he's actually like a reference to something or like an Easter egg of some sort. In any case, let me just leave and get back over to my lodgings because I believe we're done here for tonight. Wait a second, what's going on here? Why is this glowing? Oh, because I finished a task, right? Because I finished the doomed hostel. I did it. I talked to him about it. And it was a good conversation, too. I'm glad we did it. I should put on my coat. There we go. I mean, yeah, empathy coat is probably pretty good to keep on in general, but I don't know. Well, actually, that brings me to an interesting point that I got from the comments last episode, and that is there was a comment that my brain made. It seemed like it was making it as if it was speaking from Kim's perspective, which is usually what Esprit de Corps brain does. And I was like, that seems strange that was coming from empathy, not Esprit de Corps. And in the comments it was pointed out to me, well, that's because empathy brain thinks of Kim as a friend, whereas Esprit de Corps thinks of him as a fellow cop, you know? It's camaraderie rather than friendship. And I just never seen, empathy think this, make a comment from Kim's perspective. Now, I may have been misreading the line, but in any case, perhaps it makes less sense to insist on keeping my cop coat on around Kim than I thought it did, In which case, maybe I should migrate over. That said, I do like shivers. Dang it. Why can't I just wear all my clothing at the same time? Just bundle up heavily, I guess I would lose so many savoir-faire points that it wouldn't even be relevant at that point. All right. Time to go home. Well, you know, relatively home. Man, it gets dark over here at night. Alright. Let's pack it in, Kim.
It's getting cold. This late in the night. Time to call it a day.
I only wish we could do something for the pigs before turning in. Wait, maybe I should check in on the pigs since the well, I'm guessing there's not going to be much I can do, but since the Hardys are out of the picture for tonight, I wonder if I actually messed up in that I spent an hour playing pinball before I went and met with the pigs. I wonder if the Hardys would have still been there if it hadn't been past 11. I don't know. Let me just check in on her, make sure she's still there, make sure she's, you know, alive, and that I might be able to help her tomorrow. She's gone. That's actually probably good. That's probably good. That means she's probably gotten to shelter or something. Because again, it's still, what is it? Is it January? I can't actually remember. It's early in the year. It's very cold out. It's not a good place. It's not a good time to just be out exposed to the elements this late at night. So yeah, okay. She's gotten to shelter. I should do the same. Okay. All right. Let me just put this thing away. There we go. All right. Good night, Kim.
It's getting cold.
Good night, officer. We'll meet in front of the shack in the morning.
It's a good thing you're such an early riser. Enter the shack. Because otherwise it would be confusing. I'd have to wander around by myself until I caught up with them again, and who knows how that would go. I'm not very reliable on my own, you know. This is still the same. It's just Harry, right?
An old mirror hangs.
Yep, just Harry. Okay. All right. Well, let's get some sleep then, you know, if that's even a possibility for me.
The bed is comforting, if a bit run down. Still, you've earned a rest.
Go to sleep.
The place feels almost like home now, quiet and dignified around you. A new life by the seaside. You're incredibly tired. The darkness and warmth come fast. You're falling asleep.
No wonder I'm incredibly tired. I run constantly, and I don't think I really slept last night. Continue. No voices tonight?
It's easier this time. Drifting off, your head has found a comfortable indent in the pillow. Your legs and your torso feel like lead weights sinking to the bottom of the sea until they're suddenly light.
This is almost comforting for the normal thing I get from the limbic system. That makes me worried, honestly. Continue.
This respite, you've earned it, brother. Bask in the darkness. Let it swallow you up and swivel you around while you forget everything you've managed to remember.
I can't imagine why you think I would want to do that. Well, no, I guess I can imagine why you'd want me to. I can imagine why you'd think I would want to do that. That's a grammatically complicated sentence. Because you've always been in favor of me fleeing everything and just descending into the darkness. But before I go any further, I just want to say the way that this guy, whoever's reading this line, the way they said "bask," like you could hear the throatiness. They almost gargled the word. It was an incredible delivery, and I just wanted to recognize that. Anyway, my options are, but I've been bad, I haven't earned this, or is this the last dream? Have I been bad? I mean, I've done some things that weren't necessarily the most productive. I did spend a lot of time reading books. In fact, I read one terrible book twice in a row because I didn't realize time was passing the second time. But I don't know if that counts as being bad enough that I don't deserve to rest, does it? Then again, is this the last dream isn't much better. But I'm going with that one.
No, this is the one before that. We'll just keep cycling it for you if you don't mind. As long as we can. Spin it like black yarn.
Huh, that suggests I mean, in a metagaming standpoint, that suggests that if I spend any further days than this one in this game, that we'll have this particular interaction again this night? Maybe? I don't know. I've got to be getting close to the end of the game, I assume, at this point, but there's so many physical instrument checks between me and that, I don't really know what to do about it. I hope it's not just a matter of I can't. I'm too weak. It might just be a matter of a thought I didn't get. Okay, listen. We're in the middle of a conversation. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Please continue, ancient reptilian brain.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
Thank you, Darkness. Thank you.
You're welcome, Harry boy. You earned it.
You're both being remarkably supportive today, and I'm okay with it. Fall into a deep, uninterrupted sleep. That sounds amazing.
After centuries of darkness, the alarm rings. But what's this? You actually feel rested.
Impossible.
There's no time to cuddle with your pillow, however, or as much as shiver from the cold. The world awaits.
Sure does. Continue.
Don't.
That's a simple thing, but I really like that. For once, Volition... I mean, I know that's Volition's job. That's what Volition does, but... Anyway, open your eyes. I don't look rested. But then again, I did sleep with my armor on, so... Perhaps that's why. I need to invest in some pajamas. I wonder if Sealing's got anything like that. Probably not. I think I've bought out Sealing stock wholesale. Okay. Let's get out there. Day 6 awaits. Hi, Kim. Good morning.
Yes?
In the past, haven't you said good morning, officer? I don't remember. Doesn't matter. It's fine. It's good. It's wonderful. We're friends. Hooray, we're friends. Hi. How are you? I haven't talked to you in a little while.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night.
Not at all.
What can I help you with?
It looks like nothing at all, but that's okay. Goodbye, I'm off. So what am I doing today? Okay, let's see here. Hardy and the pigs! Hardy boys! Okay. Let's go see if the pigs is out again. First off, let's check on the pigs. If such a thing is possible. If checking on the pigs is not possible, let's talk to Hardy immediately. It's unfortunate I had to wait until morning, but I had to wait until morning. Whether by error of my timing or by design of the game, I had to wait until morning. So let's just... Yeah, she's gone. But presumably people around here know the pigs. She seems distinctive. And more than one person has mentioned her by reputation alone. You know, she's got the sirens and everything. It's probably not too surprising that people are aware who she is. Okay, good. Let's go talk to the Hardys, or the main Hardy, in fact. Let's talk to the main Hardy right away. Okay, 7:30 in the morning. I wonder if they actually start drinking this early. Probably yes. Oh yeah, there they are. Hi, hello.
It's you again.
It is me again.
What is it?
What is it indeed? Saunter your way over, Titus. Here we go. There's an old catatonic lady in the old fish market on the other side of the base. She needs help. That one.
What's that, copper? You want us to help little old ladies now?
The big man laughs, nearly spitting out his beer. Yes, I do want you to do that. You proclaimed yourselves to be the police officers locally. Well, friggin' act like it. Continue.
You're local law enforcement, aren't you? Helping troubled civilians should fall under your jurisdiction.
The lieutenant looks Titus in the eye. Let's hope it actually takes. Continue.
Yeah. We'll send someone out. Who is? Wait. It's the pigs, isn't it?
It is indeed the pigs. Yup, her.
God. Poor lady. Don't worry. We'll handle this. I think she got some family in Kurong or something. Bastards left her alone when she got sick. We've been getting complaints.
He pushes up his cap. He's actually taking it seriously. He has to put on a show because we're the police and he can't cooperate with us that easily, but he actually does care. Good. Continue.
Hey, wasn't Everard's B team looking for her the other day? They said something about her, I don't know, finding something?
Eugene interjects. Let's not talk about that anymore. Let's talk about something else. Continue.
Yeah, I think you're right, Gene. She have something of yours, Pig.
Titus gives him a beer salute and turns to you. How angry do I feel like making Kim this morning? She had my gun. Nope, she didn't have anything of mine. Those are my only two options. Why can't I bring up the hat? She had my hat. That's something, right? I could just be like, come on, this doesn't even take that big of a thing from Drama Brain. It's not even a lie. We could easily just be like, she had my hat. That's what it was, Titus. She had my hat. That's why Everett was looking for her. It's uniform. It's very important that it gets back into my hands. If I say she had my gun, Kim will get angry and they'll laugh at me. If I say nope, they won't believe me. Oh, what do I do? Why do I care so much about this little sort of thing? It's not going to make any difference. I might take some morale damage if I say she had my gun. Oh, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. She did.
You're fucking with me. Your gun. She had your fucking gun.
The big man slams his beer onto the table. Yes, she did. I made mistakes. I'm trying to remedy them. This is one of them. Continue.
Sure did, boss. Heard him loud and clear. The pigs lost his gun to the pigs.
The rat man's face is twisted with a smile. Continue. I did indeed take morale damage. I thought I might. Continue.
Well, at least I can see you got it back. If you have any questions.
The big man stares at you, still stunned. Too stunned to even drink his beer. Well, he says after a moment, da-da-da-da-da. He waves in circles, still searching for words. What's her name, her real name? Who was she? How did she get like this? Where'd she get all the cop gear? Thanks for helping out with this one, Titus. So what's her name?
Auntie LaPlante. We always called her. Something LaPlante.
He takes off his cap and scratches his head. LaPlante? That sounds familiar for some reason. LaPlante. Maybe I should advance the conversation, see if maybe Kim recognizes it. Continue.
Marianne, amigo.
I'm sorry, I couldn't parse what I was seeing for a second. He says, pouring himself another drink. Marianne Amigo LaPlante or Marianne LaPlante. I just made a fool of myself. Do I really want to do it again? No, Marianne LaPlante.
Anything else you wanted to know?
The big guy nods, drinking his toast. Who was she?
Was, like before. Just an old lady. Her kids moved away years ago. Never come to visit. Never took her calls. She gets out every now and then. She did right by lots of us when we were kids. Always was a little off, but still.
He swirls his beer. Oh, that stinks, man. Continue.
Us kids? That must have been ages ago. She was better then.
Presumably, yes. Continue.
The children kept her together.
Yeah, I guess you're probably right. How'd she get like this?
Wanted to be a cop, you mean? Well, shit. I don't actually know. Anyone know why she started acting like a pig?
He furrows his brow in thought. Continue?
No fucking clue. It's gotta be the crazy. Who'd want to be a pig?
The tattooed man shouts. Someone who wanted to set the world right before it ends. Ever think of that? More like who wouldn't? Cool uniforms, fast machines, packing heat. Sign me up! Law enforcement is a respectable occupation, sir. Occupation. I don't know where that pronunciation came from. I can't but feel partially responsible for the unhealthy culture that poor woman latched onto. I'm sorry. This is the Kim answer. This is probably an answer for somebody else. I don't think Harry's that into the whole cop thing at this point. This is sorry, cop. This is kind of the attitude I'm trying to put forward, despite being sorry, cop, all the time. It's a little belligerent, but like, Elizabeth isn't here to stop me. I think I'm going with this one.
No, I didn't. Because I'm not fucking stupid, Polizonte.
He blinks. Okay, well, continue.
Yeah, cop. That's some pretty fucking weird shit to say. The pigs level weird. But whatever gets you through the day.
The big man shrugs. I guess that was the apocalypse cop option, wasn't it? Whoops. Ah, well, whatever, it's fine. Where'd you get all our cop gear?
Dunno. She lives by the water. Shit washes up all the time on the beach.
I guess. Huh, Titus says, shrugging. Okay, continue.
Police paraphernalia doesn't just wash up on the coast, people. It's not like we dump it at night. She bought it, collected it.
Does seem to be the case, yeah. Okay, well, thanks for helping her out on this one, Titus.
No problemo, cop man. We take care of our mentally ill here in Martinez. Ain't that right, boys?
I hope you're telling the truth. Continue.
Sure enough, we're the real heroes on these streets.
Eugene raises his glass in toast. Okay, cool. Well, I'm getting very close to being able to do the Ruby thing. The secret route found is +3. Ruby's an established drug trade. Well, come on. The window was there a second ago, and I could read it all, and now I can't anymore. Well, fine. I'm going to take off for now. Okay. Obviously, that is something that I could pursue, but it seems to me that if I'm going to do all this physical instrument stuff, I'm going to have to get onto it sooner or later here. I don't have a lot of stuff to boost it is the thing. Let me have a look through my stuff and see what I've got that actually boosts my physical instrument. The gun doesn't actually have any, no, it doesn't have any buffs. Didn't expect it would, but, you know, just wanted to check. Okay, give me a second here. Okay, the tank top and the t-shirt don't stack, so that's meaningless. That's a -2 to physical instrument. That's the opposite of what I want. Half-light is not physical instrument. They seem to have synergy, but they are not the same thing. Huh. Unless I'm very much mistaken, I don't have any more physical instrument gear I can put on. I've got a -1 from thoughts. Which one? Oh, right. The insomnia. Wasteland of Reality? Yeah, Wasteland of Reality. Right, that's the one penalty inflicted upon me by quitting alcohol entirely. Given that the Inland Empire and suggestion penalties are made up for by the +1 psyche, but the physical instrument, there's no way around that. That's just the way things are for me now. Okay, well, let's see here. -1 difficulty to all physique passives. Passives, that doesn't help me here. Learning cap for logic raised to 4. But of course, my logic cap is already way higher than that. I could forget my age and start working on something else, but what on earth? Between the cold Amamabdakwa and regular law official, does either of them seem to have any chance of making me better at physical instrument checks? I really don't think so. I guess I could see advanced race theory going that direction, but I really don't want to internalize it. Thank you very much. I mean, I guess if I internalize it, I could get rid of it. But that's a lot of skill points we're talking about blowing on some stuff that I don't really want to think about. I don't know. Well, here. Over here. Let's have a look here. Physical instrument. So, the church doors, that's irrelevant. That's already open. Barred door. I think that's irrelevant as well. Right, that's the way it leads to the dice maker. I've already gotten in there. That's fine. But let's see. Abandoned lorry. That's the window. That's already done. The barbell, that one's still out there. The ice cream maker is still out there, and it's very important. And then there's the egghead one, which I had actually forgotten about, but that's still out there. So we have 3 physical instrument checks that I would like to do. The barbell is the least important of the 3 of them, of course. Legendary versus heroic versus challenging. I have to assume the challenging one is the easiest of them, right? Okay. Give me a second here. I'm gonna run around a little bit. Hello, Egghead.
The large-headed youth has closed his eyes, lost in the music. Sensing you, he opens them.
Sensing me? Not hearing me, but... well, I guess hearing is a sense. Continue.
Good morning! Yeah! Pump it up! Pump it up! Pump it up!
Okay, it doesn't actually tell me the... I guess I should have known this by this time. It doesn't tell me the difficulty unless I spend a skill point to reopen it. +1 the beat of your heart. +1 expert on anodic music. Anodic. Okay. All right, goodbye, Egghead. I'm just so bad at physical instrument is the thing. And even... Okay, I could put 2 more skill points into it, right? Flex powerful muscles, enjoy healthy organs. Was there anything else physical instrument? I feel like there was, but it might have been a red check, and red checks don't show up on my map, even though the map is, you know, fairly bugged and doesn't show me everything. Anyway, it never shows red checks. If there's a red check out there that I've forgotten about, it wouldn't show up here. Okay. Oh, that reminds me. And speaking of red checks that I have forgotten about, there's a thing over here, isn't there? There's a no, I can't go this way. Give me a second to run around the church. There's a bunker over there. There's a bunker that has a very difficult, like, hand-eye coordination, or possibly motorics? Not motorics. Interfacing. It was an interfacing check, right? But I have a suspicion that I'm never going to actually have my interfacing as high as would be necessary to actually do that thing. So let me have another look at it now that we're in the sort of late game. And if I can't figure out a way that I could actually, you know, better approach it, I might just try it and eliminate the option. Wait. But doesn't this... Wait. This door, wouldn't this possibly... Hang on, where am I? That's not how the map works, but it's this thing right here. This could easily be an underground passageway that leads to the island, in which case wouldn't I need to get this open? Okay, let me look.
An old door, worn by elements, guards the
20.
depot. The wind has blown a sand dune in front of it. The door hasn't been opened in a long while. You see a handle.
Right. Open the door. Impossible 20. Interfacing is 7, and I think that's as high as it gets, but even so, I'd have to roll a double 6. Walk away for now. Interfacing. Okay, let me look through my equipment real quick. Interfacing. I have a +2 from the gauntlets and no other effects. Let me just look here. I feel like I did this not so long ago, so I suspect there won't be anything, but give me a second to check anyway. There's nothing. Okay. But just, I know hand-eye coordination does not equal interfacing, but I'm going to put this on just for morale and see what I can do here.
An old door, worn by elements, guards the depot. The wind has blown a sand
Open the
dune
door.
in front of it. You rattle the handle a bit, then push on the door with all your weight. It does not budge. Not only is it locked, it's also jammed shut.
Huh. I wonder how the interfacing check could have even succeeded in that case. Huh. The door is shut tight. How can we get in there? Whatever door. Well, sure, let's pursue this for a second.
We don't get in there.
Lieutenant shrugs. What do you mean? We get into, like, everywhere. Come on, we even got into the light-bending guy's container, but you're saying we can't get in here? I'm going with that one.
Frankly, you're just going to have to accept the fact that you can't get in through every single door.
Well, the ones that I can't get in through are not highlightable, Kim. You don't understand. Continue.
No. We've absolutely gotten into everywhere thus far. That's what we do. We open doors and go through them. We're cops. That's our perk.
But that's who I am. Who we are. I'm not going to accept this. This door could be part of the investigation. I mean, I've been right about that almost every time. Not every time, mind you. Light-bending guy didn't do us a whole lot of good. But almost every time. Anyway, but that's who I am. That's who we are.
Yeah, I understand you. I like opening doors as much as the next guy.
Do you, though?
But this one is simply beyond repair, and we don't have the resources needed to open it.
I have a gigantic multi-tool right here. Come on, we could do something. There's 2 of us. We could, like, slam into her or something. Continue.
Relax. No one's hiding in there. If we can't open it, others can't either. And thus they can't get in.
Uh-huh. He looks at the door with a rueful smile. Continue.
At least you can think about opening it, about doors in general. They are, after all, fundamental to your life. Perhaps something useful would come from this.
I guess that's something. Thought gained. 1 more door. Huh. Walk away. And I don't have the opportunity to not accept the fact that we can't get through it. And if I re-enter this...
An old door.
Nothing. Walk away. Okay. Well, let's have a look at this new thought. 1 more door. Temporary research bonus +1 half-light. What is behind it? 45 minutes. God damn it, it cannot be. A disgrace. That door on the coast. You remember the one, right? the one that leads to the abandoned supply depot. Why in the name of all that's holy does it not open? Why? There has to be a way to get through that unopenable door. By gods, you're the police. All doors are supposed to open before you. What will the others at the precinct think if you can't open a goddamn door? There must be a way. Okay. Listen. 45 minutes. 45 minutes. What can I do for 45 minutes? I gotta be able to find something, right? Okay. Physique passives. Passives. Do I care? Like, what do I have for physique? Let's see. There's endurance, which is mostly kind of fascist about things. There's electrochemistry, which tends to be creepy. There's shivers. Shivers I like. There's pain threshold, which mostly just comes up when I'm in pain. There's... I could look at the list. Hang on, I could look at the list. That'll make things easier. Physical instrument, of course. Healthy organs are nice. And then there's half-light, which is, you know, the bully part of me. Threaten people, yeah. I don't like it much. The shivers part is... I like shivers. But everything else is a -1 to shivers passives enough to warrant keeping a thought in my thought cabinet. Well, let me think here. What else do we have that we could possibly get rid of? There's still this. Some kind of superstar. Draining my logic checks. The chances of me raising composure, visual calculus, suggestion, or electrochemistry to 6 at this point are pretty low, right? Suggestion. I don't even have 1 point in suggestion, much less 7. Right. -1 logic is sort of annoying. Electrochemistry I don't really like having around in the first place. Composure is not bad, I suppose. I technically have a point in that one. Presumably for a white check at some point, I guess. Ace is low, we're keeping. +2 empathy towards Kim, +1 esprit de corps. Yeah, absolutely. Wompty Dumpty Dom Center. Am I ready to get rid of it yet? It's been giving me so much experience. And, of course, a decent amount of money as well. It's just a question of when is it late enough in the game where I should get rid of it to do the suggestion checks that are still kicking around, you know? I don't know. Wasteland of Reality. If at all possible, I want to keep it. Because one of my goals here has been to try and go clean as much as I can within the confines of this game. And this is the only in-game acknowledgement of that I've gotten. But that -1 physical instrument hurts, I think. Guillaume Le Million. +1 pain threshold, all psyche learning caps raised by 1. Don't get rid of that. You need those psyche learning caps. For now, anyway. Bow Collector I want to keep. Cop of the Apocalypse. Inland Empire and Shivers. The one thing to bear in mind here is that I haven't taken advantage of either of those. I can only put 1 more point into Shivers if I don't have that around. But I don't have that many more skill points to begin with, and I'm planning on spending 1 on getting rid of something here. I probably shouldn't be worrying so much about everything like this. -1 hand-eye coordination. If I do have to start shooting at people in armor, like if the... Okay, the only people who are going to have... Sorry, this is a reference to the Fairweather T500 thought, where I get +2 to hand-eye coordination against enemies in FT500 armor. That means the other 2 mercenaries. That specifically means the other 2 mercenaries. They're the only ones who are possibly going to have that armor, unless they call in more mercenaries on us, in which case we're all screwed and there's not much I can do about that. Plus, I have 1 bullet! 1! So if it comes to this, if we get to the point where I'm actually trying to shoot people in armor, maybe I will have to dismiss my art degree from my brain? I don't know. +2 perception is nice. Is it worth a thought slot? Kind of, I don't know. It's worth it's 2 experience worth of bonuses. The date of birth generator. The date of the birth generator has got to be the weakest one I've got. I've learned that I'm 44 years old, which is a lot younger and a lot closer to my personal age, like me, the player, than I was expecting. But I know that now. Even if Harry forgets that, I know that, and that's fine. This is nearly useless. This is 100% useless. Forget it. Forget the date of birth generator. Forget it. Forget it. It's gone. Okay. I don't have an age again. All right. One more door. It only takes 45 minutes, and it's specifically bent towards exactly what I want to do here. I mean, admittedly, +1 half-light. Excuse me. I don't know what that's going to do for me, but internalize. Okay. Now I need to find something to do for 45 minutes. Now, admittedly, I could just stand here and read that same friggin' book over again. Why is there... Oh, no, this is just the white... There's that... All of these were already here. It didn't make any difference that I got that thought going. That's fine. Okay. My task list. Now, all this goes back to Sona. And I can't help Sona until I can get the ice cream maker open. Have we tried it again? Have we tried opening the ice cream maker? Is it currently grayed out? I can't remember. Let me get back over there. Hang on a second. Ice cream maker.
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer. The ice around it slowly melting.
I know I'm overthinking the thing with the crank. It's possible that turning the crank actually helps you with getting it open eventually, but I'm really worried about destroying the data cube that's inside there, in which case, like, it's all for nothing, right? And I feel like that's something they would do, right? I feel like that's something they would absolutely do. You thoughtlessly turn the crank despite knowing that the data cube's in there and make it entirely useless eventually, which... you know, ruins Sona's goals. So I don't want to just jump to that conclusion. Okay. I've got my physical instrument gear on. I feel like it wasn't that high of a chance even when I did... Okay. Since I'm hoping that this door thing is going to give me some physical instrument, I don't want to go wasting my time on those. So let's not worry about that right now. What do you actually want to do then? Do we just genuinely read misogyny book again and... This is quite a loadout I've got here. I look like I'm dual wielding. Okay. Is there anything else? I could talk to Titus. I've got everything I need to convince him to let me meet with Rosie, but I've heard that if you are approaching endgame, the game warns you about it a lot. So I'm guessing that's not what we're at right here. It feels important. A lot led up to this, but yeah, sure, let's do it. Titus.
It's you again.
It's me again. Let's talk about Rosie. 92%. I can actually do better than that. Hang on. Yes, he has to sit down all slow-like again. I'm sorry. Okay. I've got logic glasses. I've got a peepo. I got a dang old peepo. I'm putting my peepo on. And with a peepo on, I should have a 97% chance success, right? Right.
It's you again.
Let's do it.
What is it?
I swear if I roll snake eyes, I'm going to be so mad. So mad. Logic impossible 18. All right, let's see the actual list, please. Scroll up until you can see it. And scroll up until you can see it. There we go. +1 found a key in Union Box. +1 saw the winch outside. +1 staged like a play. +1 reconstructed murder scene. +1 found antique rifle. +1 clause just gave motive. +3 secret route found. +1 Ruby is a drug trader established. Present a solid theory about why Ruby could have done it. Let's do it.
A sudden flash of lightning in your neocortex. The hostel cafeteria is lit by its airy blaze. Floor plans, bullet trajectories, webs of human emotion, all channeled into a single thought.
Why are you so sure Ruby didn't off him? Wait a second. Was I supposed to do the board? Was I supposed to look at the sniper spots before I did this? Ah, man. But I couldn't find him. I can't get to the island. I got nothing. Why are you so sure?
Because she was here all night with us.
Uh-huh. Continue.
He's cobbling together shit so he can put her away. It's Cop 101.
Yeah, because you know so much about it, Alain. Continue.
She was here all night, 11:30 to 12:15. She was here during all that time.
The lieutenant ignores the tattooed man. Continue.
Yeah, with us, drinking, near the stage there.
He points to the karaoke stage. She didn't go to the toilet. She didn't go to the bar for a drink. She didn't go out for fresh air for one smoke. Start with the toilet.
No.
Continue.
That's a lie.
You know that's not the case. In the whole 45-minute window, she was with you all the time? I'm guessing this is the drama option, right? You know that's not the case?
All right. She took a fucking leak, okay? For one moment. Maybe went out too. She has an operation to run from her lorry.
The drug trade,
We're not getting into what that operation is again, Colin.
Okay, that's fine. He points to the intersection. Do continue.
And just 'cause she was gone for 5 minutes doesn't mean she magically got to the roof and shot him. I've been through this. It's not plausible.
He taps on his temple. Isn't it now? Continue.
All right, we're in. We got Ruby unaccounted for sometime during the window. This was crucial. Now let's place her on that roof.
You do agree the shot came from the roof, right? A skilled Sambo artist could have climbed the outer wall like a spider. There is a secret route in the kitchen that leads straight to the roof. Have you noticed the winch out back, or on the outer wall of the whirling? Okay. Okay, where do we start here? Logic thinks... We need to establish that she was on the roof, so let's start by discussing that the shot came from the roof. You agree this, yes?
Why not? You can't draw a straight line into Clausia's window from any of the surrounding buildings. Not from what I know about Martinez.
All right, well, he's actually thinking about it, which means he's giving me more of a chance than I was expecting. Do continue.
Maybe from the coast. But like I said, I've been too busy dealing with you idiots. So no, I don't think it was a sniper. It was close up.
He shakes his head. Too busy dealing with us idiots. Despite the fact that it's been, 2 weeks at this point? And I've only been working on the case for a week, despite, having shown up earlier than that. Don't worry about it. There's a 72% chance that the bullet came from the roof.
72%? There's a percentage and all. Where'd you get it from? Your guys in the lab?
I mean, if the lab is my head, then yes. He picks up his beer, by the way. Continue.
Definitely lie. The truth is not credible.
I guess that's probably a point, drama. I analyzed it on the spot. Turns out I can do that. Well, it probably shouldn't have just mentioned 72%. That's probably the problem here. We also have the option, yes, we have a ballistics lab in Kuron we consult in cases like these, and we should probably just go with this because my drama brain is probably right on this front.
Wouldn't hurt to have one of those in Martinez. Still, all the labs in the world don't put her on that roof. How'd she get there? Climb?
He nods. So why is the Sambo artist option here? Just for, discussion? For fun? Sambo artist. Wait. Was the guy in the church just talking about Sambo? Was that a thing? Is that why I have this option? Do we just want to float the possibility so he can make fun of me and I can take some morale damage? Yeah, let's do it.
Garbage. It wasn't a Sambo artist, Carl. I've been doing this for 10 years. Let me give you a lesson. Boys.
He crosses his arms. Can your boys hear you when you're talking that deep and that quietly in your throat voice? Anyway, do continue.
It's never a Sambo fighter, and it's never a bullet-bending sniper.
Okay, continue.
Or ghost. It's never a ghost either. Don't worry, we've got better than that.
The lieutenant adds, and then he looks at me, you, whatever. There's a secret route in the kitchen that leads straight to the roof. I wonder what the winch... What's the relevance of the winch at this point? Obviously, this is the correct answer. The secret route in the kitchen that leads straight to the roof. But what is the relevance of the winch? It was relevant to giving me a +1 on this check, so it's got to have something to do with this. But I haven't actually made that connection myself. Was it for sneaking the body down? They didn't need to sneak the body down. Was it for escaping the roof? No, there's a secret passage for that, and we saw steps going both directions. I'm going to choose this first just because I want to see what relevance it has, okay?
I've seen the winch. I'm not blind.
He nods.
You saying she reeled herself up by her collar. Like some kind of...
You can't come up with an analogy, like reverse fishing? Continue?
Kidding?
Sure, Glenn, go with that.
Let's go with that. Point is, it's just a rusty winch. It doesn't put her on the roof.
Okay, so that's nothing. All right. I wonder what the relevance of the winch is, then. It's got to come up at some point, right? Anyway, there's a secret route in the kitchen that leads straight to the roof.
Oh,
He looks sincerely curious through what looks like an abandoned pinball workshop.
People say there was a pinball arcade here, sometime before the hostel. What was it called, Theo?
Continue.
East Delta Pinball Arcade. Weird place. Went bankrupt.
The old man coughs. I wonder what was weird about it. Continue.
Weird? How? You're wearing the pinball maker's coat.
I am. It's true. I'm actually glad that I am. What do you mean weird, Theo? No time to waste on this. We have time to waste. Let's do it.
It was run by a fella called Nerflock something, who wore a yellow dust coat like the one you have on right now.
Yeah, funny about that.
Weird guy. Never liked him.
He thinks, and also he squints at me. Continue.
It is a very comfortable coat for such an oldie.
I suppose it does seem to be. Yes, continue.
Okay, but how'd you get up? There's no room for a staircase in this building. Or an elevator, for that matter.
The man looks around. Funny about that you should mention an elevator. Do continue.
The elevator is outside the building. It's an old dumbwaiter used for moving pinball machines up and down from the workshop.
Good one, Kim. Or from there, a door leads straight to the roof. You can just step outside. I don't think I've ever missed an opportunity to just give Kim props, even if it's not particularly appropriate. So let's do that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The lieutenant is glad he got the floor plan right there.
From there, a door leads straight outside to the roof. You can just step outside.
Ruby could have gone up, shot him, come down. All under 7 minutes.
Continue.
That's quite the theory. We need to have a look at that secret passage, boys.
Yeah, you probably should. He turns to Eugene. Continue.
I'm on it, boss. Right when the law clears, me and Angus are going up there.
Yeah, have fun. I left the door unlocked, I think. Continue.
It's a dumbwaiter, not an industrial lift. How about I go instead of...
Oh, you're just making... I see. Continue.
Just now. You got something else to back this route up? Or is that it?
He turns to you. Okay, so we've been through all these options. There were pinball machines in the workshop still operational. I also found footprints upstairs in the old workshop. Guess what? Remember that key I found here? Point at the window. Have we firmly established Ruby could have had access to the roof where the man was shot? Move on. Okay, so let's do the same thing I've been doing so far. Let's just start with the stuff that has nothing to do with anything. Pinball machines in the workshop.
Right. What the fuck does that got to do with Ruby?
Nothing. I just thought we could bring some down. Get some new machines in here. What if they're somehow connected to the murder? A pinball murderer. Just making an observation. Let's move on. This is Gart's idea. I shouldn't just steal it from him. So how about we do the stupid thing? Is there a risk here? Can I be stupid with no consequences? Pinball murderer?
God damn it, Cobb. Are you kidding me? You know it was no goddamn pinball murderer.
I know, but it rolls off the tongue so good. Continue.
Just a thought experiment. Let's go on.
He nods for you to continue. You would love it if I did. So, remember the key I found here? Point at the window. The footprints or the key? The key was presumably placed out there by Ruby. The note in the workshop... Well, wait a second. The note was in the workshop. So, and I from what I understand, again from the comments, thank you, the NB was actually Latin. It's short for Latin and just means note carefully or something along those lines, so it's not a name. But why would she have left a note inside the workshop and then locked it in there? That doesn't make sense. So perhaps she just found the key and then put it back where she found it? It had already been in the bushes outside? I'm not really sure. Let's start with the key.
I don't like guessing, Cobb. No one does.
I mean, that is true. Continue. It's an obnoxious way to phrase it. Continue.
It opens the steel door in the kitchen, the one that leads upstairs to the roof. This key was right here with you all the time.
He looks at the hawthorn bush out the window. You didn't find it, but Ruby did. That's how she got up there.
Quit jumping to conclusions, Theo. You took that key. Did it look like it was recently put there?
That actually sounded like he said, quit jumping to conclusions, comma, Theo. He turns to the old man. Continue.
Now, the ribbon was old, faded. It had been there for 20 years at least.
She could have made a copy. She could have just put it back there once she was done. Yeah, maybe I was jumping to conclusions. She could have put it just back. just put it back there when she was done? That's kind of what I'm thinking happened.
Why? This doesn't make sense. It's damn interesting, but it doesn't fit well, and you know it.
He shakes his head. Continue, then.
It doesn't fit well, but it fits. And he knows it.
To turn the phrasing around on him. I also found footprints upstairs in the old workshop.
Footprints? Recent?
He takes a sip of his beer. Continue.
The tracks were recent, but not worn down in the right foot like Ruby's. It's best to omit this pesky little polemic for now. Too confusing.
I guess. Recent nod a week or two. Recent nod, but they didn't fit with any of yours on the scene, Ruby included. There were prints there with horizontal lines. So I guess we stay with recent nod a week or two, probably? And don't go into any weird brain stuff if I don't have to?
That close, huh? How fortunate. I'll take a thorough look at those prints myself before I believe that call.
Yeah, I mean, fair. Continue.
Good news is, I'm still listening.
He thinks for a moment, then nods and says that. So, have we firmly established Ruby could have had access to the roof where the man was shot?
Firmly doesn't go well with could've. There's a route to the roof. Me and the boys need to check it out. That's what we established.
He shakes his head. Yeah, fair. Continue.
But a route does not put that bullet in his head. A gun does that, and Ruby doesn't carry one.
He forms a gun with his hand. Okay, continue.
Phase 2. Murder weapon. Get a gun in her hand. If not that, then at least a shadow of a doubt. In the shape of a gun.
That would be convenient. Continue.
Just don't contradict yourself. If it doesn't sound like Ruby did it, maybe keep it to yourself.
Okay, if you say so, Rhetoric. I've already established Ruby's running drugs. She could have smuggled guns, too. I have analyzed the bullet that killed him. It was jacketed. There is a small 28% chance that the shot came from beyond the roof. Show them the antique rifle. There are weapons just like this, just lying around in Martinez. The local pawn shop sold my lost gun to a woman. Maybe it was her. We already have established that it was the pigs. I already told them that. That's a bad one. The shot coming from beyond the roof, that's a bad one. I haven't investigated that one properly yet, but that's on me. That's not relevant to this conversation at the moment because I'm trying to convince them of something. Okay, let's see. We could start with the gun smuggling option. Sure, let's start there.
God damn. That's just about your favorite topic, isn't it? Every fucking 5 seconds.
Titus slaps his thigh. All I'm saying is, from what I saw in her cabin, she'd have no trouble getting a gun. Fine, Titus, I'm not getting into it if it touches on your precious business. I mean, it does seem relevant, right? She's got connections. She could get a gun if she needed to, probably. It's certainly a possibility, but it strengthens the case. Doing it. I'm doing it.
Trouble. This is Revachol. Even the roid heads in the gym had a carbine. No one has trouble getting a gun. I still never saw her carry one.
Either that or she's very, very good at hiding it, Titus. Anyway, do continue.
He must be referenced in some past case of theirs.
You think so? Continue.
He's angry because he knows you're right. What he's saying only confirms your theory.
Okay. I didn't say I'd prove she had the murder weapon, just that we needed to find her. Just that we need to find her. Move on. No, not yet. The bullet was jacketed. Is that relevant? It's not. It doesn't. With the rifle, I feel like that's possibly relevant. Okay, let's start with the jacketed bullet.
So...
The man shrugs and looks at you.
So it had to come from a breech-loading rifle. Military grade. Not even you militia monkeys have those.
He turns to you. Yeah, but wait till I get to my next point.
This goes against your everyone has a gun theory. If it was military grade, how'd Ruby get it?
Just because it's rare doesn't mean you can't get it. I'm just being upfront with what I know. You're right. I'm never solving this case. It's too complicated. I'm just being upfront with what I know.
Right. That's mighty forthcoming of you. So, let me extend you the same courtesy. She's connected to you know what.
Titus nods. To you know what? Do I know what? Continue.
Organized crime.
Right.
Down in Jamrock, probably. He's not being too forthcoming. This is not a surprise.
No, we saw this coming. I mean, again, it's the drug trade thing that I've been hammering every 5 seconds, according to him. Continue.
So she may have access to semi-automatics, but that's a long fucking stretch of the imagination.
And now we bring out the rifle. There are weapons like this just lying around in Martinez.
That looks antique. A Bell McGrave. It's inoperable. Where'd you get it?
He takes the gun, inspects it, and hands it back to you. There's a cellar under the bookshop. It was hidden there with others just like it.
20, maybe 30 rifles, Titus. Also broken, but still, there were too many. And there must be other caches too.
You know, the whole militia thing during the revolution, or the attempted revolution. That thing. Continue.
God damn it. We need to close that dump down for good.
I suspect I know a person who would have issue with that particular attitude. Continue.
It's a goddamn breech loader, too. Find one that works, and you got a military-grade weapon that shoots jacketed ammunition.
You sure do. He nods to it and shakes his head. Continue.
He sees it. This is coming together. He must.
Right, continue.
Time to really close the deal. Show them the bullet.
Hold out the bullet. This is the bullet that did it. 4.46 millimeter. The Bell McGraw uses the same caliber. Let's not get dramatic, but this isn't even drama brain. This is visual calculus. Let's do it. Hold out the bullet.
The blonde man looks at the mushroomed Deathbringer in the evidence bag and says,
something completely relevant, I'm sure. Glenn's always so helpful.
Yeah, the bitch is jacketed all right. 4 millimeter, too.
I mean, I did... Yeah, sure, continue.
Whoa.
Pat Angus is impressed. Continue.
Well, goddamn. It's not proof, but it's a possible murder weapon. Close to her. Too damn close.
His eyes follow the evidence bag back in your pocket. Continue.
You have been thorough. I'll give you that.
I try to. He squints, by the way. Okay, so these other two options are the ones I'm skipping for now because they are not relevant or they will hurt my case. So we move on. I didn't say I'd prove she had the murder weapon, just that we need to find her.
All right. Keep talking. I'm getting a bit curious about some things myself.
He nods. He's actually suspecting Ruby as well. And if she did do this, he wants to know. Interesting. Continue.
Pete, we're not seriously considering it, are we? Ruby wouldn't do this. Why would she do something like this?
He almost gets up from his seat. Continue.
Phase 3. Motive. The last component.
It's not why did she kill him, it's why did she organize the cover-up. Claudia told me some pretty interesting things about Ruby. Maybe it's all part of a leadership challenge against you, Titus. When Claudia came downstairs, Ruby appeared to know that something was wrong. Maybe she killed him because she thought it would curry favor with you. Okay, let's think here. The cover-up is important, but we also need to know, well, I guess the things that Claudia told me are probably the most... That's the biggest motive I've got right now, is she wanted to end Claudia's involvement with Lely, right? Leadership challenge against Titus, that is irrelevant. She's the leader and he knows it. He just doesn't say so normally because she's connected to organized crime and it doesn't do to have her also in charge of their gang. Currying favor with you, again, he knows she's in charge. When Claudia came downstairs, Ruby appeared to know something was wrong. That's relevant, but not the motive itself. Okay, so these three things are the ones that I think I need to mention, 1, 2, and 4. 2 is probably going to be the most important one. Maybe we should do that one last, build up to it. Why don't we start with organizing the cover-up thing and see where we go from there.
And I suppose you have a theory on that.
She could have just been covering up for herself, Titus.
Think about it. Why go through all that effort? It was her idea, wasn't it? The hanging. You went along, but she suggested it.
And it is relevant. Continue.
She had, like, a fully formed plan and shit. Right when she came back downstairs.
Premeditated. The little man squints, eyes beady. Shanky suspects her as well. Interesting. Continue.
Really, Shanks? Claudia wanted to talk to another girl, that's all. She was just the first one up there. I could have come up with that plan if I'd have been first.
Could you, Eugene? Continue.
Time for a logics demonstration.
Eugene, let's assume you killed him. Shanky, let's assume you killed him. Titus, let's assume you killed him. Where do we want to go with this? Well, Eugene's the one that he says he could have come up with the plan if he'd been first. Why don't we start with Eugene?
He scoffs.
I'm sure he does.
Think. You kill him. Get up there. Shoot him. Get down.
Would you prefer to go on trial with your friends as part of a lynch mob or alone for committing murder? I mean, there you go.
The man is silent.
There you go. Continue.
If she used us to cover her own shit up, well, that's a serious violation of the Hardy Code, boss.
Boss? Is she not actually in charge? Is she? I mean, no. No, I don't know. I don't know the workings of this group. I shouldn't assume that I do. Continue.
Which is why she didn't. She would never do that. Why aren't more of you defending her? This is fucking stupid, Titus.
The blonde man waves his beer around. Continue.
Glenn, I thought the same thing when she skipped town and left us in this shit.
Titus looks grim. Continue.
Oh, so he didn't rule her out completely. And she skipped town. This is good.
This is all adding up in the direction that I want it to go. Okay. When Claudia came downstairs, Ruby appeared to know that something was wrong.
Nah, man. That's just Ruby. She's got shit under control.
The man explains.
That's her whole thing. That's why she's so good.
Okay, fair enough. So that's not as relevant, you think? Continue?
Plus, man, it's like female intuition, you know. Women talk to women. Which is sort of why we need someone on the team who they talk to.
He peeks at Titus. I don't know that that's necessarily the solidest logic I've ever heard there, Eugene. Continue.
Eugene wants a woman on the team so they can do their job. That must be hard. Half of Martinez is female.
Yes, roll your eyes. Female intuition. That's what it was. You're right, Eugene. Yes, she just got her shit together. That's how she knew. Or she knew what happened because she killed him. I do kind of want to be sarcastic at Eugene on this one, so I'm gonna.
Yeah, exactly. Why not, man?
He did not detect my sarcasm. Continue.
Wishful thinking has no place in a police investigation.
The lieutenant tells Eugene, his voice mild but firm.
A more serious consideration that you wish to avoid is that she knew what happened because she did it.
Okay. All right. Do I want to pursue the leadership challenge against Titus thing? He is suspicious of her, and it would let me have a better look at what their actual dynamic is. Even though I don't think that this is true, I kind of want to suss out what he thinks on this front, so I'm going to say it.
There's no fucking leadership challenge. Just when I thought you were taking this seriously, cop, you put your head in your ass.
A flash of rage, he calls himself. Okay, I shouldn't have said that. Sorry, continue.
Man, now he's just throwing shit against the wall to see what sticks.
Admittedly, yes, continue.
Okay. We ruled out infighting. That's how this works, by exclusion. Remember, all we need to do is rule Ruby out too. That's all this is.
The lieutenant steps in. Thank you, Kim. Okay, so we don't say this thing. Claudia told me some pretty interesting things about Ruby.
Yeah. Like what?
She is part of the homosexual underground. Apparently, she had a thing for Claudia. Sex. She wanted sex from her. Let's not get into it. It's needless sensationalism. I haven't finished my thought on the homosexual underground, so I think I'm going to stick with she had a thing for Claudia.
A thing? You mean?
He tilts his head to the side and falls silent. Continue.
Behind his squinting eyes, dominoes are falling. Fast. It's all beginning to make sense to him now.
Indeed. Continue.
Yeah, but they're both girls.
The fat man looks up from the table, oblivious. Oh, well done, Angus. Continue.
Girls like girls too, Angus, sometimes. This is one of those times. She liked Glacier.
He's so gentle, the lieutenant explains. I know, it's bewildering for me too, but that's what she said. Come on, guys, she hangs out with you meatheads. This cannot come as a surprise. It's supernatural, a reality-breaking event, and we just need to accept it. It's scary, yes. She probably went to a university and learned it from a liberal. Oh, boy, these are all not too great, but that's why we have the fifth option, what Kim said, and that's what I'm going to go with.
Fuck you. First he says she's murdered him. Now she's a who? It's a lie.
The man can't believe what he's hearing, and he's using slurs. Big surprise, Glenn. Continue.
Come on, Glenn. She likes Monica's titties more than you do. Everyone knows which way the wind blows there.
The Mesk smiles. Great. This is a very classy conversation all of a sudden. Continue.
I did. I knew it. That's why she didn't fuck me at Fatty's birthday party.
I'm sure that was the only reason, Shanky. Continue.
She didn't fuck you, 'cause you're 40, and you still live with your mom, Dennis.
Light laughter sounds off in the room. It feels nervous. I can't imagine why. Claus just said she made advances on her and she thwarted them.
Ruby then threatened her and told her to end her relationship with the deceased.
That's what she said. Continue.
This is some sordid shit. It's also the kind of garbage our Miss Aronier puts out to cover her own ass.
The big man rubs his chin. She did tell us when we were close to arresting her. She just told us. Ruby made her scared and she spilled the beans. He's not going to like that we were threatening Claudia, but he also isn't going to like... He probably feels that all parties are not to be trusted in this particular case, so maybe it's good to be honest on this one. Let's do it.
Figures. But that Ruby is queer as cabaret, now that I start thinking about it. So there is some truth to it.
He looks out the window. Oh, right. What I was actually saying was that it may have been something she was making up to save her ass, like he suggested. I'm good at my job. Continue.
And that's okay. Some are queerer than others. You can still be a hardy. But if you bring your own personal shit into our outfit...
I'm actually pleased to see you say that, Titus. He glances at Glenn. Like, some of the members, not so great around here, but at least Titus has some things straight in his brain. Continue.
And then, boss, use us to cover it up? I mean, that's just fucked up.
He shakes his head. Well, we don't know that it's true yet, Shanky, but I do need to talk to her to find out. Continue.
If it's true. But it's not, right?
Okay, so we're skipping the curry favor with him thing. That's not something she would do. Doesn't make sense. It's a stupid thought. Titus, you have to see it. Things don't add up. We need to talk to her. Move on.
Silence. He looks around the room.
Continue.
The old man in the corner nods.
Theo is in charge, isn't he? Theo is at least is a middleman between him and Ruby, maybe? I don't know. I don't know what their dynamic is, but Theo has some authority around here. Or at the very least, he's seen as wise enough in this sort of issue to be a person to refer to. I don't know. Continue.
A very small nod and a trickle of tobacco spit on his lip.
Is this a coded thing, or what does that mean? Continue.
Yeah, I see it. There's one more thing I've been wondering about ever since you asked me where she is. Add it to your list of suspicions, if you won't.
He puts his beer down. Continue.
I don't know. I don't know where she went. She just got up and left. Got real scared, too. Wouldn't tell me where. However hard I asked. Want to know why?
He smiles a peculiar smile. Interesting emphasis on hard. Why?
She was afraid I would tell you. Maybe she was right. By now, I probably would.
He looks you straight in the eye. I mean, I guess that makes sense. Yeah. Continue.
She knew there's evidence on her, and she knew we'd find it. This is typical suspect behavior, why fleeing is always incriminatory.
Yeah. Continue.
Perhaps. Ask her if you find her. It won't be easy, though. She made sure of that.
He looks out the window again. When did she leave? What was she scared of? Do you have any clues on where Ruby went? Have you looked for her? Do you know what she's doing with Ulan frequencies? When did she leave?
Friday afternoon, when you first arrived. I got word the RCM was in town. Then she came in to see me.
What a coincidence.
Told me she was leaving. That's when we had our little conversation.
What was she scared of?
I told you. You.
Me, as in the RCM? Me, personally? It's the idiot option, but I'm taking it.
Yes, you. The cop with the sideburns and the disco clothes.
No wonder she's afraid. I have come to declare the ending of the human experiment. She probably knew me from my singing days. I'm sorry. God, why does everything flee at the sight of my shadow? I have no idea why she'd be scared. I'm just a normal cop with regular thoughts in his head. So, Apocalypse Cop, Superstar Cop, Sorry Cop, Normal Cop. They're all copatropes. I was actually not expecting him to agree with that particular one. So why don't we go ahead and say the obvious lie? I'm a normal cop with regular thoughts in his head.
Sure. Normal.
He says, without smiling. Continue.
You know, when I first saw you limp in here, I thought she was paranoid or sniffing her own supply. But now I'm not so sure.
He measures you up. Yeah, I mean, for some reason it seems to work out, doesn't it? Kim's confused too, but he goes along with it because, again, it seems to work. What else did Ruby tell you about me?
She said you have a funny taste in clothes and that you won't stop.
He scoffs. I mean, I guess that it does seem to be the thing that I do, is not stop, even though there seems to be a lot of risk of stopping in this particular line of work, in this particular task. Continue.
Never. Not until the case is solved. And then the next case. And the next.
She's right, I won't stop. I mean, I won't.
Not until you have something on her. She says she's heard of you from Jamrock, that you're a human can opener, that you play suspects against each other, open them up like cans.
Well, that makes me sound like a great person. Continue.
And then when they're all empty, just move onto the next can. Don't look back unless there was something you missed.
Oh boy. Doesn't put me in the best light, does it? Continue.
Fucking hell. Titus, did he just...
The tattooed man shakes his head. Maybe I did. Continue.
Open Angus up like a can? Yes, he did. Now, we can whine about it, whack him, or we can go on with our lives. I'm having to go on with our lives kind of day, Al. How about you?
He nods. Continue.
Silence. He nods.
Is that true, Kim? My can opener? Anything else? Anything? Kim?
You are insistent.
He nods. Got anything else?
Yeah, there was something else. She wouldn't tell me, though. I could see she wanted to. It was burning on her lips. This caught Titus. This caught Pete. But she was too scared.
Ooh, man, I really want to know what she was about to say. Okay, well, that's something to ask her about later. Do you have any clues on where she went?
She's not far. We know that much. She didn't take her lorry, so she's on foot.
Makes sense. It wouldn't have been there for me to bust the window out. I mean, for Kim to bust the window out. Continue.
Good fucking luck, man. She knows this place like the back of her hand. You'll never find her.
Were you even listening to the conversation we just had with Titus about how I never stop and I open people like cans? Come on, man. Continue.
Yeah, Al. And we won't either.
He gives a sharp look. Continue.
She's not really a hardy candidate anymore, is she?
She was never part of the gang. Really? The man stares into his beer. Huh, continue.
She's not, Glenn.
Titus is in charge. The whole time. Huh. Huh. Have you looked for her?
A little. On the coast.
Continue.
Where have you looked for her, more precisely?
Yeah, continue.
More precisely, on the coast, past the waterlog. She's not here, so I'm thinking she's there.
I mean, that would seem to make sense. Sure, he nods southwest. Okay. Can you tell me where on the coast I should start looking? Do you know what she's doing with the Ulan frequencies? I do want to ask about that, but first, where on the coast?
Sure. There's some shit houses there.
I live there. Shut up.
Town. Fisherfolk there refuse to unionize, so that's one place we haven't looked.
I mean, that tracks. Continue.
I hear they have a shack where junkies sometimes crash. Time for you to step up.
A shack where junkies sometimes crash. Well, how about that? Continue.
We will start there. One more question. What does Ruby look like?
The lieutenant takes a quick note. Continue.
Boyish. Hair's red. Dyed. She looks like a lorry man.
Okay, got it. Do you know what she's doing with Ulan frequencies?
The what now? I have no idea. Boys?
He looks around, see if any of them know anything about it. Continue.
She said she's building a pale emitter.
A pale emitter? His voice is very quiet. What's a pale emitter? Why would you build a pale emitter, and why would you tell anyone if you're planning on building it? Continue.
What?
Continue.
We were talking about radio equipment. She said she's doing Ulan frequencies and pail something. I don't know more.
This seems important. Continue.
This guy barely understands what he's talking about.
And yet what he's saying is very important. Continue.
There you have it. Pail something.
Titus puts an end to it. It's not much, but it'll do. Go!
It'll have to.
He puts his hand out. Shake it or walk away. I'm shaking it. Titus, a lot of our interactions were terrible, but you actually did try to help towards the end there. And I appreciate that. Shake it.
His grip is firm and reassuring, like holding a piece of unpolished granite.
End. And I have 2 thoughts that just finished up, so let's look at them before we end this episode, because it's an hour and a half long at this point.
One more door.
Tell me about it.
There is no way to open the supply depot door. Accept it.
No.
You cannot open all the doors.
No.
You have to integrate this into your character. Some doors will forever remain closed, even if every single other door will open at one time or another. Maybe to a key, or maybe to some sort of tool meant for opening doors. But this one will never accede to such commands. A realization crucial to personal growth. Crucial.
Do I get any bonuses from that? -1 half-light, no fear. All psyche check white. All psyche white checks unlocked. Well, that's something, I guess, but I haven't made that many of them. I guess I can go talk to, what's her name? The daughter of the bookkeeper again. That's about it, though. Great. Except, I guess, give me the other one.
Homosexual underground.
Oh, we finished up with that one, have we?
Maybe you should stop obsessing about your own and other people's sexuality.
Okay.
Feels like it's about time to do that. You thought about this for 8 hours. Not only should you stop, you should tell Kim you've stopped obsessing about other people's sexuality too. I'm
Okay.
sure he'd appreciate it. Unless you already got him killed because you were obsessing about your sexuality. There's no way of telling from within your brain. But for your own sake, please say you didn't.
He's alive, we're fine. My bonus is stopped obsessing about sexuality. Well, that's, that's something, except. Cool, well, I guess I better talk to Kim about that. Hey, Kim. Kim?
Yes?
I have big news, Kim. Tell Kim about how you no longer obsess over your sexuality.
Okay.
I have managed to stop obsessing about my sexuality. Nothing. Actually, as I'm saying this, I realize I would not be telling the truth. No, we're good.
Great. Imagine all the time you'll have for work now. Matter of fact, we should get back to it right now.
Yes or nod? Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Just one thing, though.
What?
Maybe it was a lie. Kim, are you part of the homosexual underground?
You didn't stop at all, did you? You are just obsessing about other people's sexuality now.
Yeah, you're right. Yes, let's go. But
am I? I'll spare you another 20-hour mind project. Yes, I am. Now let's get back to work.
It wasn't a 20-hour mind project. It was only 8. The 20 was for the quitting alcohol. Anyway, all right. You are. Got it. Thank you. Continue.
That's the truth.
Thanks, drama. Okay. 1 truth gained. Good. Wonderful. Lovely. Right. Well, we have to stop here. We have to stop here, and I need to clean out my thought cabinet again at some point here. But I still don't have a way of passing all those physical instrument checks, and I am decreasingly having hope about... I'm having less hope that I'm ever going to figure out how to deal with all those physical instrument checks. But that's not good. The only side content I have left at this point, I feel like, is all gated by that. So I've got to figure something out, but I don't know what. Either way, we're going to have to figure it out next time. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.